Hi, I'm Peter Travers, and this is Popcorn, where we tell you what's going on at the movies. And a major going on right now, and I mean Oscar major, is Up in the Air, a movie starring George Clooney, Vera Farmiga, and Anna Kendrick. Anna and Vera will be with us in just a minute, along with the film's writer and director, Jason Reitman. But right now, let's take a look at Up in the Air.
Okay, you gotta fill me in on the miles thing. What is that about? Are you talking about, like, frequent flyer miles?
You really want to know?
I'm dying to know.
I don't spend a nickel if I can help it, unless it somehow profits my mileage account.
So what are you saving up for? Hawaii? South of France?
It's not like that. The miles are the goal.
That's it? You're saving just to save?
Let's just say that I have a number in mind and I haven't hit it yet.
That's a little abstract. What's the target?
I'd rather not.
Is it a secret target?
It's 10 million miles.
Okay. Isn't 10 million just a number?
Pi's just a number.
Well, we all need a hobby. No, I don't mean to belittle your collection. I get it. It sounds cool.
I'd be the 7th person to do it. More people have walked on the moon.
Did they throw you a parade?
You get lifetime executive status. You get to meet the chief pilot, Maynard Finch.
Wow.
And they put your name on the side of a plane.
If you guys don't grow up, it's like you need to pee on everything.
This is our Up in the Air day at Popcorn, and we have 2 stars of the movie, Anna Kendrick, Vera Farmiga, and the writer-director of Up in the Air, who is the guy who put on his jod purse, took a whip, and forced them to do his will, I'm assuming. Yeah. This is...
It's exactly the kind of director I am.
We should begin with that, because he pretends. He pretends. So come on, just before I ask you, like, real questions about the movie.
Uh-huh.
I was blindfolded and gagged. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, what are the stats, you know? I mean, who's going to say no to playing a full-fledged romantic operative and sexual adventurous opposite George Clooney?
That's true. Yeah, despite the director.
So he just came along for the ride.
Despite the whimsical,
yeah.
sensitive director.
I put up pretty pedestrian numbers, like 60,000 a year domestic.
It's not bad.
You don't patronize me.
We'll let Jason be George Clooney for this moment, and he could say who George plays, and then we'll move on to this. So I don't want to hear anything from Reitman. I'm not interested, even though you created this from Walter Kern's.
Oh, you're really curious about this?
Yes, I just want to know, George, who are you playing?
Okay, I'm not going to play in this charade, just so we're absolutely clear here. Ryan Bingham, played by George Clooney, is a guy who fires people for a living. He fires them in a pretty bad economy, but his true life passion is collecting air miles. He lives day to day from airport to airport, hotel to hotel, with no real home base, and believes philosophically that life would be better alone, with nobody, with nothing, until he is challenged by 2 striking women.
Anna, you play.
I played Natalie Keener. I come to work at the company, CTC, with George, and I try to change the way the company does business so that we don't fly anymore. So
saving money.
Yes, all about efficiency, and not only does that, threaten Ryan's ability to collect air miles, it threatens his entire way of life and his isolation and being on the move. So he basically is forced to take me on the road to prove that I don't know how to do the job, and I'm trying to prove the same thing. How does it not even cross your mind that you might want a future with someone?
It's simple. You know that moment when you look into somebody's eyes and you can feel them staring into your soul and the whole world goes quiet just for a second?
Yes.
Right, well, I don't.
Vera.
And I play Alex. She's the romantic turbulence in Ryan's life.
That's really good. I've never heard that before. That's really good. The romantic turbulence, that's like perfect.
And she's just a business gal that he encounters in his travels, who speaks the same language and love of bonus points and frequent flyer miles, and she messes him up.
What is that? Carbon fiber?
Graphite.
Oh, I love the weight.
To me, people can talk about this performance in a certain way and how he fits into what the story is behind this. But this movie, through what you're doing as a writer-director, through what both of you are doing as actors, is stripping that away from him. it doesn't let him be the George Clooney that we all know. Well, there's something pure about that performance in a way that I hadn't seen him do before because, yeah, he has the charm, he has all that, but there's something missing in him.
The last time I had seen George Clooney really fall in love on screen was in Out of Sight. It was about 10 years ago.
Let me tell you something, even though I've been celibate lately, I'm not gonna force myself on you. Never done that in my life.
And I wanted to see him be vulnerable. And I really didn't know how difficult that would be. I wasn't sure if this was the kind of thing where this was going to be a lot of work as a director and I'd be kind of trying to beat him up and yank this out of him. And the truth is, we got to day 2 of the shoot, and we had a tricky scene, the kind of scene you don't want to shoot on day 2. But because of the location, we simply had to. And this is the scene where you were on the phone with him and he was on, and he's in this tram. And it's perhaps his most vulnerable scene in the film. And we got to take 2, and he just gave it to me. And it was just perfect. And action.
This is how I start every day of my life. All right, now this is where it gets difficult, so stay with me. The slower we move, the faster we die. We are not swans. We're sharks.
This one's really personal for me, and in many ways, when I'm watching George on screen, I'm seeing myself. Because this character is based on my fears and my desire to be alone myself. Look, I have a very complete life. As I mentioned, I'm married, I'm a father, I get to do what I want for a living, what I'm passionate about, and yet I still dream about waking up in a city where I know nobody and have nothing. And here's a character that kind of goes through that on screen. And what makes me happy is that most often half the audience thinks one thing, half the thinks the other. And that lets me know I did the right job. Because I'm not forcing them to think that something specific, but rather just to think for themselves.
Well, thank you all for giving Up in the Air to us. It's our turn now to do it. Thank you, Anna, Jason, Vera.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you.